Hello, James Bogue here. This is the Yoga Top 40 and today's entry is by Hurricane Number 1 with the song Step Into My World. A song, the guitars in which I absolutely love. This song was released when I was still a teenager and I bought the CD single. Anyway, beautiful guitars. If you want to check the song out, Hurricane Number 1, Step Into My World. Yoga asks us to be able to step into a world that we do not yet know. So the prerequisite qualification for yoga, there are two of them. One, to be born. Okay, I tick that box. Two, to know that I do not know. To know that I do not know, and to leave space. To leave space for something to emerge that is greater, vaster, more beautiful than I would perhaps even have dared or been able to dream was possible before. So recent in the world, well, I don't think it's a recent thing, I think it's been happening for a long time, but we can experience it quite strongly now, is there is a lot of harking back. People want to go back to things being a certain way. And one way of considering that, well, that's a kind of insanity, because do things ever go back? No. Life flows on. And so yoga asks us to leave space in our point of view, in our perspective, in our mindset, to be able to step into a different world. To be able to step outside the known, step beyond that which we have experienced up to now into something vaster. And this, one way we can describe this is what it means to overcome the tyranny of the mind. The mind is an amazing power tool. Yoga teaches us, invites us to give the mind the mind-blowing, system-changing, brain rewiring experience of letting the mind function as part of an integrated whole, letting it be one of the important instruments in the orchestra of this field of our being, but not letting it be the conductor, rather letting it play its undoubtedly important role. Now and again it has to do a bit of a solo. Now and again it has to play a very important part of the movement. But yoga urges us and invites us to resist the temptation to be dominated by any particular compartment or part or limited part of our experience, and to act as a whole. And this is why yoga practice is so healing, can be so regenerative, restorative, rehabilitative. It can help us recover our true capacities, because when we function as a cohesive whole, in a state of balanced congruence, we can access the reality that we are so much greater than the sum of our parts. But the mind really struggles with things it's not previously experienced. And so the mind often shrinks back from this type of experience. And that is why yoga tells us you need to be courageous, you need to be valiant, you need to cultivate your self-trust, the faithfulness to keep heeding the invitation, the whispers of your conscience that come from a place so much deeper, vaster, greater, subtler than the mind. So, can we step into a new world? A world from which we can look back and think, wow, man, well, I'm glad I've learned that, and I've actually managed to step forwards into this more evolved state where I can enjoy this orchestral nature that I am. I don't need to keep playing a solo all the time. Can I step into a reality in which I take my place in the symphony of life, where I step out of the shackling, confining norms and out into this vast wonder of the real truth with a capital T of life, the real reality that life is so much more intelligent than any human mind. But the human consciousness, with our capacity for self-reflexive awareness, with our capacity to actually invite ourselves into a state of receptivity, when we start collaborating with nature, with the real forces of existence, then we can actually help enact a new world. So, with the glorious guitars of Hurricane Number One's Step Into My World urging us on, can we find the courage to, like a hurricane, blow away the cobwebs of our old conditioned ways of thinking and invite ourselves to step courageously forwards into new, vaster ways of interacting with reality.